So apparently, Zack Snyder made his own version of his Justice League movie. I haven't seen the original, and I hadn't seen the Snyder Cut, and really wasn't interested in seeing it at all until a lot of people I trust and a lot of my friends were saying it was really good. So what we're gonna do is me and Christian, neither of us have seen either movies, are gonna first watch the Snyder Cut, and then we're going to give some reactions to how we feel about it. Then we're going to watch the original version and compare them. We're doing this because it sounds fun, not for any other reason, and it's our channel. We can do whatever the hell we want. So, meh.
Dude, Zack Snyder film.
You're damn right it is. Wait, that sounds like I like Zack Snyder. No, I think he's a fascist, so...
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are like, this is his best movie since 300. Okay.
300 was fascist propaganda used to bolster troops in the Iraq War, so I don't know.
Hey, so did you like the movie?
Yeah, I think... Okay, it's weird. I think I was expecting to not like it at all because I don't like Zack Snyder's movies generally. They're kind of pretentious, and specifically Man of Steel, like, super missed the point of, like, Superman. So, in this situation, I was expecting to really not enjoy it and just be, like, bored the whole time. And there were definitely parts that felt like they didn't need to be there, but overall, I had a pretty good time and thought the conclusion was pretty fun.
So what are some standout things that you liked about it?
I liked... So I haven't seen the original cut of Justice League yet, but I liked the big bat mech spider tank. I thought that was fun and cool. I liked the scenes where Wonder Woman kicks ass because she looks cool doing it. I really liked that. That was really fucking cool. I liked a lot of the fight scenes just in general were pretty cool and well shot. I think I've gotten, like, traumatized by all of the, like, Marvel fight scenes and how, like, poorly cut they are, where it's really hard to see what's going on and you don't get a clear picture of cool stuff happening. And so every time, like, Steppenwolf is in there, like, just brute forcing his way through things. Like, when he takes the, like, all of the horses or whatever and just grabs them by the reins and, like, slams them. I don't know. Stuff like that really is cool to me. I really like... At first, I didn't like Cyborg's story, but it kind of grew on me as this, like, edgy growth story. By the end of the movie, I totally liked it. It felt like he was a real character. And I liked the team-up stuff at the end of the movie. I thought that was really cool. The team-up attacks, where it felt like they were really working together as a team like they're supposed to.
Okay. I really liked the Flash scene where he saves what's her name? Iris. In the show, there's like step siblings, but they like anyway. Okay, it was the scene where Flash was in. It was like a dog shop, animal shop, and he sees a car go down the road. He sees a beautiful woman that he likes. Blah blah blah. The scene that visually sticks in my mind is when he points his finger at the window and it just like liquefies and then cracks into glass. I mean, as cliche as it is, I really like the Joker scene. I don't think Jared Leto's the best Joker. Matter of fact, I don't even think he makes the top 5. Is there a top 5? Is he the 5th? He'd be the 5th probably then. I mean, okay, I'll put it this way. I do like Jared Leto as an actor. He's kind of weird as a person. He's very pretentious, but the way that he portrays the Joker, at least in the Snyder Cut, is better than we see him in. It's better than we see him in the Suicide Squad. He's a very comic booky Joker. He's edgy. He's trying to. The way he talks is very sing-songy. It's almost like poetic. The way he's trying to word things. I think it is.
Contraire, my little fish stick.
It is. Right.
He knows exactly what it's like to lose somebody loves. You know, like a...
Yeah, that's him.
A father. Like a mother. Be very careful with the next thing you say. Like an adopted son.
So yeah. So what about a few things that you actually didn't like about the film?
Excuse me. It was too long. It really was. A lot of the stuff in there didn't need to be there. The random ladies singing to Aquaman, I didn't think that made any sense. I overall liked Flash in the movie, but there's two things I didn't like. Didn't like the random scene with the slow-mo where he saves the girl, but it's like really awkward and creepy instead of him just being a superhero and saving the day. I also, little nitpick, didn't like the way they portrayed the Flash moving really fast. They had the lightning build up before he moved, which made it look like he had to start going, which makes him look like he's slower than he is. In like some of the video games, they have the yellow lightning appear after he arrives, which makes him seem like he's faster than the lightning that follows him, which makes him seem really fast. There was a lot of like music montages that were just overly indulgent and made the movie feel like it was crawling in places where it otherwise would have felt good. I would say like the overall like dark atmosphere, but I actually think that it worked in the movie's favor to make it stand out as its own thing, so that doesn't count. Yeah. I think the biggest thing is that it was just like too long. It could have been 3 hours, maybe. You cut out a lot of the stuff. That's what I would say.
I thought I liked it in the beginning, but then I think I'm gonna go back on it. The 4:3 aspect ratio. It was. See, I like widescreen, so if we would have had the black bars on the top and the bottom and not on the sides, the weird just slow-mo, fast-mo, slow-mo, fast-mo, every single scene, like even if it's not action, it's just like some shot of like them turning a corner and it just goes slow-mo for no reason. Like, another thing. I mean, Steppenwolf looked bad in the original movie, and I just think he looks bad in this movie too. It pretty much felt like Wonder Woman was a side character the entire movie. She had that one cool scene at the very beginning when she was fighting the some sort of terrorist group, and that was it. She does a few integral things in some fights, but she doesn't really have any other lines in that.
Okay, so now we're going to go watch the original one, which I hear is really bad, and we're going to come back, answer some similar questions, then compare them.
So, how'd you feel about the original cut?
I see why everyone hated it. Or at least why everyone thought the Snyder cut was so much better, I guess. And it really makes me think that maybe I wouldn't have liked the Snyder cut if I didn't have all these people telling me it was good. Or maybe I would have liked the Snyder cut better if I had seen this first, because the Snyder cut really, like, clouds my vision on how I feel about this movie, because it feels bad. Oh, bad. Although, some of my favorite scenes are still in it. I mean, Steppenwolf looks ugly, but we'll get to that. All right.
If I had to compare it to the Snyder Cut directly, I mean, just like everybody else is going to say, it on its own is, the Snyder Cut is just superior in every single way. It feels more cohesive as a film in general. What I thought about the original cut was, it was trying to be more of a Marvel-styled DC movie, where they're taking these dark and gritty characters and they're just layering in some fun jokes onto the cool action to try to make it more lighthearted and to appeal more to the kid audience, which I don't think works at all. Okay, that being said, there were a few jokes in the original that were actually kind of fine. It's like super hammy and tongue-in-cheek, but I think I remember saying I didn't quite like it, but now that I'm rethinking about it, there was a scene where it was Aquaman and Batman on the Batmobile, and he like flings him, and Aquaman like goes like yee-haw or something. So what are some things you liked about this version?
A lot of the things that I ended up still liking were things originally that were in the Snyder Cut too, like The scene where Wonder Woman's badass, the Bat mech is cool. Mech.
Fuck. Okay. No.
Mech. I mean, there's not a lot to like. Like most of the jokes don't feel like they land because they feel like they're pasted onto something that has a different mood than the jokes do. So I can't. What did I like? Mostly just stuff that was in Snyder Cut. So stuff that Zack Snyder probably already had done before they did all the changes to this movie. So not much is my answer.
What about some things that you didn't like about it?
Specifically, that would be different than the other movie because this one's shorter. A lot of the like gratuitous montages aren't in this movie. Specifically, I didn't like the differences. Obviously, I didn't like the jokes. Most of them. I think there was a couple that were a little fun. But so my assumption is that a lot of the witty quote unquote dialogue won't be in this movie.
Like the Joss Whedon type dialogue.
Absolutely not going to be in this movie. Generally, the jokes don't feel like they land because it doesn't feel like it matches the personalities of these characters, the ones that we have any personality to understand. Because in this movie, Cyborg doesn't really have, or Victor doesn't really have much to work with. He's just there and does things. He feels like a tag along. It doesn't really feel like a real deal. But a big one I think would be the finale. I wasn't expecting the finale to be that as different as it was. It's poo-poo. You know what I mean? It's poop. It's bad. Like the Snyder Cut had some cool bits where it's like, oh, they kind of failed in a way, but they did all the cool attacks and like, you know, the Flash turns back time. All that shit's cool. And none of that's in the original cut. It just feels so flat. It feels like I have this big criticism about Marvel movies, how the final fights are always like flat and awkward and don't feel good. And in this movie, it has that too, whereas the Snyder Cut didn't. I don't know. Yeah, not good.
Do you bleed? Joss, what the Joss Whedon, what the fuck, dude? Like I understand it's like a callback to Batman versus Superman, but like Superman asking Batman, "Do you bleed?" just doesn't make any fucking sense. So how would you compare the two?
Yeah, so a lot of my answers for the other questions kind of did a little bit of this, but I would say that I think the Snyder Cut's way better, even though I think it's gratuitous in its like length and it has too many weird shots. But a lot of the things that got changed into the original cut weren't good. Like most of those changes were for the worse. Steppenwolf looks dumb. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Steppenwolf from Snyder Cut is over-designed, but he still feels more interesting and cool. The Steppenwolf in the original cut looks dumb. He just looks dumb and not intimidating at all. At least Steppenwolf from Snyder Cut looks like otherworldly or something. The color palette feels misplaced in this movie. I would say generally the kind of color palette they went for with the original cut works better generally. I think that having a grayed out kind of desaturated look doesn't work for a lot of movies. And I think here, because the original was shot to be a certain way, the original works better that way. The Snyder Cut works better because it's using the tools as they were meant to be used. Not to give Snyder too much credit, but I do think it does work there. Like, it does work better.
I'd have to say, I agree totally with Johnny when it comes to the cinematography. The color palette is, it's just better. Okay, I guess it wouldn't have to do with the movie itself, but if I had to compare Joss Whedon to Zack Snyder, they're both pretty shitty, but Joss Whedon's worse, so...
Even the action scenes that are in both movies feel like they fit better in the Snyder version, and the surrounding parts fit better. The character... Oh, man, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but the Snyder Cut characters, when compared to the way the characters are written in the original cut, they feel more realistic. I know that doesn't make any sense because it's all like weird superhero shit, but they feel like the way they interact with each other makes more sense to the characters that are trying to be presented to you. Like I said earlier, the original cut feels like the characters are like changing personality almost throughout the movie, and the consistency of the characters, I guess, in the Snyder Cut is something I like. which is actually different than the other superhero movies Snyder has done. Because, like, Man of Steel there's not character in any of those characters. So, I don't know. Oh, I was going to mention one thing I like that's in both movies. I really love the part where Flash is, like, running around Superman, and, like, Superman, like, turns and sees him. That shit, oof. That was the coolest shit I've ever seen. It was so cool. Sorry, anyway. It makes Superman feel really powerful, and that's cool. Okay, anyway.
Okay, I guess to tie it all together from what I'm saying, from what I said earlier, the things that make them different are the things that make the Snyder Cut just superior in every single way. The way he cut out the humor, I mean, he left some of it in, but like most of it's more just dry, and these characters are dark and gritty and slimy sometimes. So just treating him that way, giving him that respect, I guess Snyder knows how to do that because that's the kind of weird thing that he's into.
We're going to wrap this up. All right, disclaimer, this is the end of the video. Zack Snyder snucks.
Spite World.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Anyway, we just made this video because it sounded like fun. That's what a lot of our videos are going to be. It's just us making videos we feel like making. Algorithm be damned. I probably said that in the last video too, but I want you to understand this is just how we do things and words. But, also, I'm going to keep doing this, and we're going to keep having videos that are just not attached to the concepts or theming of any of our other videos. If you have a problem with that, let us know, and we'll probably change it, actually. But also, if you just have anything you think you'd like us to make a video out of, just let us know. We absolutely will. I'm leaving that offer open to just make videos about things you want us to make videos about. We'll have to go into them deeper, and they might take a little while, but we'll do it. We've got a couple different videos we're working on right now. We were working on one about villains, and that's going to take a little bit more work. I want to put some effort into that. So then it might not be the next video that comes out. But I'm also thinking about making one about Mortal Kombat, because there's a Mortal Kombat movie coming out, and I really want to watch that. And little did you guys know, I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and I think the lore is actually good. So anyway, keep an eye out for our next videos. We have a second channel where we post highlights of our streams, and we stream usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes we skip it because we're working on videos and, we work and stuff like that. But when we do that, we'll put highlights on the second channel, which is connected. It's called It's Not Bad. We're very funny and clever. Also, thanks for watching our magic video a bunch. Holy crap, what the heck? That's kind of wild.
It's the best one. Content-wise.
Yeah, maybe. Like, kinda. I always feel like I could have done that video better, but it's fine.
Okay. No.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
Oh, well, you can follow. Yeah. Hey, you! Please subscribe, like, comment, or else. Ring the bell to summon phantoms into your world, or else Zack Snyder gets to keep making movies. You don't want that, right?